CNN estimates that damage just from the wind alone could top $3 billion. And don't forget, the storm is already responsible for 67 deaths in the Caribbean.
And then take a look at this. This is a fairly typical scene right now in the New York and New Jersey areas. Roads flooded out, the water rising almost above the cars in some locale. Approximately 5 hours ago, this historic superstorm made landfall over the most populated areas of the U.S. Wind damage, power outages, storm surges, inland flooding, you name it. Even snowstorms are threatening the lives and homes of 60 million people. And that's from Virginia all the way to Massachusetts.
Yeah, and to show you just how strong the winds are, look at this. This is the crane. It's atop a luxury Manhattan skyscraper. Now it's 70 stories, going to go up to 90. It's a swing back and forth over West.
That happened
Nobody knows really how long
this afternoon. Well, yesterday afternoon actually.
Meteorologist Ivan Cabrera.
When the crane came down. So.
Okay, so where is Sandy right now? Where is she headed?
Sandy is inland at this point here, and just unlike a hurricane, it'll be with you guys tonight. It's going to be a long one here. This is not weakening. Remember, when a hurricane makes landfall here, we start relaxing a bit. The storm starts losing where it gets its energy, which is the ocean here. This is no longer a hurricane. It is no longer a tropical system. It is now a hybrid storm. And in fact, it's not post-tropical, what we call nor'easters from the mid-Atlantic up into the northeast. So it gets its energy from the differences in temperature here. And boy, do we have them. We have very cold air to the north and west, warm and tropical air to the south and east. And so Sandy's actually glad to be inland because it's merging here with a jet stream and with an upper level disturbance. So everything's coming together for this to continue to be a mess through the overnight. We're still going to get very heavy rainfall. The snow, as you saw coming down in just incredible amounts across the portions of the Appalachians. So we'll have just incredible pictures over the next couple of days. And the wind
That's in West Virginia.
You see some of the snowfall. The accumulation
in North Carolina.
18 inches so far. We're going to be talking about generally accumulations anywhere from 2 to 3 feet. Again, this is just, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. We're tracking the hurricane and we're tracking the blizzard at the same time, and this is all through the same storm. This is why we're calling it a superstorm here. This has never happened before, and I'll tell you, Victor and Frederica, it is very possible that we will never see this again in our lifetime here. This is one of those events that is just very rare. The conditions that made this don't come around very often. As you know, the last event back was in 1991, and again, that superstorm in Halloween didn't even make landfall here. Now, the good news is I can bring you is that the tide, we've been talking about that. So for coastal sections here in New York, the tide is now going out, so that seawater flooding has abated now, and so we're receding down. The problem with that is that we have another high tide coming up in the morning, and that could bring renewed flooding, so we're going to have to watch that very closely. But again, it's going to be a long night. We'll be here with you throughout and keep you posted as the new information comes in. But still, a blockbuster storm, not weakening at all.
Yeah, and Ivan, any idea when that next high tide approximately would be?
The high tide's coming up around 9 a.m., and so I don't think we're going to see the just incredible flooding that we saw with 13.3 record that had never been seen at Battery Park. But we are going to be seeing the potential for some flooding as that tide comes in, because the winds are still going to be coming from the same direction here, so we'll have to watch that very closely. I think in the morning we're going to start seeing some incredible pictures, and the scope of Sandy is really going to be brought to life here with us.
All right, India superstorm. We're talking about 900 miles to 1,000 miles wide. It's pretty extraordinary.
60 million
impacting an awful lot of places here.
60 million people.
All right, thanks so much, Ivan. Appreciate that. We'll check back with Kim. So at this point, many people are being forced to ride out Sandy in the dark now. 5.3 million people without power, and that includes tens of thousands of people in Lower Manhattan and Staten Island after a transformer exploded, as you see right there at the Con Edison plant on 14th Street. Take a look at pretty extraordinary video there. Con Edison Vice President says workers don't know exactly what caused that massive blowout, but we are talking about an area that services an awful lot of
Superstorm Sandy for you right there.
Take a glimpse of the situation in communities in New Jersey.
Who would have thought a storm like that would just take us out?
Now, power outages all up and down the East Coast, from Virginia and D.C. to Maine, impacting an awful lot of folks. New York and New Jersey alone account for nearly a half of the power outages that we're seeing.
Yeah, and this superstorm slammed right into the Jersey Shore as it made landfall just a few hours ago. And Sandy has been relentless and is taking a deadly toll, unleashing extreme winds, dangerous surge of floodwaters. Actually, right now, as we speak, police say at least 3 people have died from fallen trees. 2 of those deaths in Mendham Township, about 30 miles west of New York City. And New Jersey Governor Chris Christie repeatedly warned people about the potential dangers earlier.
I'm very disappointed in the fact that some decided to disregard my instruction, my order, and I'm concerned that it might lead to the loss of life.
Also tonight, reports of homes flooded under several feet of water.
It just surprised me that people tend to stay back or do something like that during a storm, like a hurricane coming your way. So
I'm scared to death. So many people are gonna die.
So if it ever happens to you in your neighborhood and your local representative asks you to evacuate, do it, man, because this is what's gonna happen if you don't take precautions.
With emergency crews in New Jersey now, if we can. Joining us on the phone right now, Jeffrey Paul, Emergency Management Director from Morris County, New Jersey. So, Jeffrey, update us right now on the latest. How many people without power?
All right, so
what kind of assistance can you provide?
I'm gonna show you guys later on what's happening with this. So you guys take it easy.